check it and go, and we'll see what happens here. We are at Albrecht Field at the University of North Dakota, getting ready for some softball between Grand Forks Central and Thompson, getting our sound check put together here, and then we'll see if we can carry this thing on. Yeah, it looks like we're sounding all right. Okay. Well, we can go with that. All right. That will carry us this evening as best we can.
I'll make sure you get a copy of the lineup.
That'd be great.
I'll get a copy of the lineup.
Okay.
Hopefully there's no copies going on.
Well, I just write it down and give it back anyway. As a matter of fact, normally what I do is take a picture of it on my phone and then just give it to you, and I just write it in from my phone. So yeah, I won't need it before a second. That'll work out good.
They give me game programs to see it.
Sure.
I'll do my thing.
Okay, sounds great. Somebody what? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm playing.
Let me know if you need help with any pronunciations.
Well, I do a lot of
Guess.
the central stuff, so I should be clued in on what we need. Let's see here. All right. Well, we're gonna go get another headset. Jordan. won't spend much time here. Jordan comes up. I'll spot to sit.
So how do you want me to do this? Follow the ball or?
Here, I'll come down and give you a little coach up. I have an IDer skier on how to do this. Okay, so what I would do with your shot is kind of start, if you lean over my shoulder here, kind of start there. See that? That gives you
the batter in the picture.
yeah, and then after a couple of at-bats and you get comfortable with your zoom, I would actually kind of come in like this, get the relationship of pitcher, batter, and catcher, and then when the ball is struck, do your zoom out and go after it, right? If it's hit to the left side of the field, watch it until it's fielded, then take the throw over to first. Same thing over here if they throw it someplace else. If it ends up out in the outfield, you want to put a little zoom on it, but just remember this one reacts to your thumb, right? But I think ideally where we end up is something just like this.
So stay on the pitcher and the batter, and it's hit, follow the ball.
Yep, follow the ball and then zoom out until you get it in, and then zoom back in, and then just bring it on back. Nice and easy movements too. You don't have to go too herky-jerky, and it'll be fine. Okay, that's all we'll do a one camera operation. Yeah, first pitch is supposed to be at 7. I don't know though. I mean, they must have hit already. I'm assuming the team's hit already. The teams that we have. All right, I'm going to go ahead and schedule the push notification. Huh. It's possible that Jordan Stevens, the head softball coach for UND, will come up. He had talked about coming up to join me if he was available. We used to umpire together, so we know each other a little bit.
Nice facility you got here.
Oh yeah.
I don't spend much time on this side of campus.
I better check my volume now that I added another microphone. Okay, 1 2 1 2 check. Check check check. Okay. By the way, that score for those of you that are watching is not accurate. When we do some typing on the screen, it affects the score, and we have to keep our own score. All right, all right, all right. And let's turn this up all the way, and we'll get that going. And okay. All right, very good. Howdy. Tony says he's coming.
What's going on, man? Hey, more ball here. Good to see ya. God, it's exploded since we saw you this fall. It's like crazy. Yeah, so you guys, I didn't know. Neither sent me over there. You got somebody to do it? You don't know. Oh, okay, yeah.
if we don't do something like this real quick.
Yep. That'll be neat. Thompson Thomas. Yeah, I think so. We could ask Cunningham. He'd know for sure.
It's a cat. It's a cat. Their old logo before they went to this one was a tomcat.
See, now that makes sense. I never heard that before. Yeah. Jamestown Jimmy's. Well, he'd know that too if he asked. He loves
That's a
Jamestown.
knight.
He loves Jamestown. Why not just call him a knight?
Because it's Jamestown. Lee lied to you. I do not like Jamestown. That is not correct.
You know what?
You can tell by what he's wearing. You don't like me. Oh no, you don't.
Oh.
That was brutal.
Okay, there, all I have to do is change numbers now. All right, good. That should solve that problem. All right. All we need now are 2 teams and lineup cards.
We have one of those things. For sure, we definitely have 2 names. They're both here. Absolutely here.
Oh.
I'll talk really clear the field. I'll turn everything on and then we'll be ready to go.
Okay. All right, well, we've done everything we can. I'm not going to start the pregame until we have lineup cards in hand and a sense of what we're doing. I love how midfield just makes this their freaking place and they use all their shit here and they tear anything down.
No, it would be. You just have their own set of equipment each place.
But this isn't theirs. That's the difference. Why is this down to 11% when it should be charging, right? Because it's not always charging. That might not be all that good.
I need your strips of some oxygen in here.
Ryan,
Hey, how you doing, Mr. B?
good. Any luck on internet?
Nope. I stopped looking. I just kind of pivoted at this point. I don't know. I don't like to stream wirelessly. All right, that's charging.
Wi-Fi
Jared, he's manager of this.
Yep. No, it's none of the ports are working, so connecting to the network is not the answer because my equipment can't use it. I need to have
Like a direct line.
like a port, yep.
Okay.
And none of the ports are active.
Okay.
Yep, they didn't hook up any of them. I checked all of them in there too that were open and didn't find any internet in any of those. So we're gonna have to roll this way. We did have 5G coverage when we got here, now it's down to 4G. Stay on the air as long as we can.
So you got the scoreboard, how do we get that up and rolling? You scoreboarding this or you doing it manually?
Have to do it manually because all of their scoreboards have attachments in the back. I don't even know what they do.
You got a big LED one, it's probably.
But that's a lot of scoreboards. You're gonna have to run all three of them. They have 3 different scoreboards over there. I don't even know what scoreboards are. I gotta wake up, man. What time do the Twins play tonight?
Are you really worried about it?
Well, I
What
want
are
to.
they, 3 and 8?
I want to make sure that they're on the air since we do carry them. Luca, come on, it's America's game.
I'm not saying I don't like to watch it, I'm not saying I don't like to play it, I'm just saying it's not my first sport, my biggest sport to watch.
Oh, look at that beautiful thing out there.
My favorite team would probably be the
That's just a terrible choice.
Oh, it's they're all sneaky.
Nobody, you know what? People that cheer for the White Sox don't even cheer for the White Sox.
That was a good game too. What was that? White Sox versus
7:10 with a 6:30 pregame show.
Chicago with a couple buddies and exactly the White Sox game.
I hear you.
Got locked out. Is that locked out?
We ended up with 265 views on that soccer match last night.
Testing,
Last
testing.
year we were doing soccer, it was in the 40s.
Kind of expecting maybe 100.
We did, that was actually quite good. Well, we have umpires.
Bottle of water.
Hmm?
You got a bottle of water?
I have a Diet Coke over here that I bought last night.
You want caffeine? You go get some water or dry scoop it.
No, I'm not, because I will, I'll be up all night.
It's only 100 milligrams. That's good. That's the less
Seven. 10-run rule after 5.
Jared, thank you. Appreciate you letting us take this tonight. Good to get the girls out there. And we're going to talk to Audrey today. She's pretty excited about coming with me. Oh, yeah. I'll go check with the coaches.
First names. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. That saved my butt. They're cool. Andy Schwab. Cindy Elias. Luca. I think we're going to get ready here in a sec.
You got program time?
I got a program, I got lineups, we're all good.
We're all good, good to hear.
Okay, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. I think we're about ready to get started.
The following is a presentation of KNOX Sports. The following is a presentation of KNOX Sports.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to Albrecht Field here at the University of North Dakota as we get set for our coverage of high school softball tonight on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports. Ryan Cunningham with you here this evening, and our videography work once again taken on by Luca Carpenter tonight on the campus of UND as we've got a non-conference affair between the Grand Forks Central Knights and the Thompson Tommies tonight. Nice little rivalry that will develop between these two just a few miles outside of town. If you look at it either way, a few miles outside of town for Thompson, and Thompson, the opponent for Central, a few miles outside of Grand Forks, and a very, very good Class B softball team, a perennial favorite towards a qualifying spot in the state tournament, perhaps even challenging for a state championship at times. And they look to have some very good athletes in the lineup again tonight. They come in at 2-0. They're going to take on an 0-5 Grand Forks Central Knights team for you this evening. Grand Forks Central, a couple of losses inside the conference, and we'll go through the records in just a little bit. But this one comes together on a nighttime here in Grand Forks due to some rescheduling that often goes on during the course of a spring sports season. This game was supposed to be last night. Central was supposed to play Davies in the league on Tuesday, but that game was moved to Thursday due to cold, and that, of course, moved this one around. So this game was originally scheduled on Thursday. It got moved to Friday, and originally it was going to be at Oxford Park. And then the University of North Dakota had the opportunity to host this at their brand new digs for fast pitch softball. And why not take advantage of it? East Grand Forks and Sacred Heart played here recently. And now it's time for Central to break in their spot on the field tonight as they go up against the Thompson Tommies. And of course, this will be a non-conference affair, but we'll see both teams go out there with the mentality that they're going to play it like a competitive matchup. But we might see a few additional players sneak into the game throughout the course of the night as well. In the end, it's going to be a nice way to wrap up a week and play some non-conference softball going into the weekend. We're glad you joined us for it tonight as we bring you our coverage tonight, brought to you by Rivards Turf and Forage, a premium seed dealer in Grand Forks. You can find them online at rivards.com, and Grand Trailer Sales, your home for all things trailer in East Grand Forks, as we get set for a good one tonight between Central and Thompson. We'll come back and take a look at the records of these teams with Drive for the title as our pregame report commences. It's brought to you tonight by True North Equipment, true to your values and ready to serve you with 10 locations throughout the Red River Valley, and Signature Graphics and Apparel. It's your vision. Make it come to life at Signature Graphics and Apparel. And that pregame report will run us through Drive for the title and get ready for our starting lineups and softball just around the corner. It's Grand Forks Central, the Knights, and Thompson, the Tommies, tonight from Albrecht Field on the campus of the University of North Dakota. On the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Sports.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new again. Big or small, at Finest Auto Trim, we can cover it all. To check out our services, go to finestautotrim.com or stop out on Demers Avenue in Grand Forks to get your quote today.
When you think breakfast, you think Perkins Restaurant. Whether you keep it simple with a fresh-baked mammoth muffin and coffee or go all out and try the tremendous 12 breakfast, Perkins Restaurant is your breakfast place. Perkins Restaurant and a great breakfast make the perfect team. Since 1972, Jarrell's Sports Center and Hockey World has provided year-round sporting goods, apparel, and of course, hockey equipment and training tools. You'll also find they have a state-of-the-art skate sharpening machine to give you the edge you need. For anything sports, stop into Jarrell's and Hockey World.
Residents of the Midwest are known for being self-starters and getting the job done. But when it comes to electrical work, it's best to call a professional. Hi, this is Steve from Bergstrom Electric. It's true that there's a certain glory to accomplishing a task on your own, but it's our experience that not only will save you time, but also the headaches that go along with home improvement projects. A simple phone call to Bergstrom Electric can make all the difference. At Bergstrom Electric, the light does shine brighter.
As guys, we all love our trucks. That's why Toys for Trucks is your headquarters for all things truck. They carry an amazing selection of rims and tires, plus floor mats, tonneau covers, hitches, plows, and even Excalibur remote car starters for any car, truck, or SUV. And the best part? They can install everything for your truck right at their location. Stop out at Toys for Trucks in Grand Forks to customize your ride, or check them out at toysfortrucks.com.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, no matter what the size, PS Doors offers the proper service for you. Get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Add a pop of color and excitement to your next celebration with Balloons by Misty. Their one-of-a-kind balloon design skills and creativity will make your event unforgettable. It's always a party at Balloons by Misty. Visit balloonsbymisty.com today.
Franson Bank and Trust in Grand Forks is a community bank that caters to businesses, farms, and consumers. They provide customized financial solutions with personalized customer service. Let Franson Bank give you the banking relationship you deserve. Real people, real results.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more, fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school softball tonight on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network. KNOX Live Sports from Albrecht Field. Here in Grand Forks, the Thompson Tommies come into town to take on the Grand Forks Central Knights tonight. Thompson enters with a record of 2-0, and Grand Forks Central currently 0-5, 0-2 inside conference play. We welcome you back to our coverage of high school sports tonight, brought to you by Grand Trailer Sales and Rivards Turf and Forage. As we commence with our pregame report, pregame show presented tonight by True North Equipment, true to your values and ready to serve you. With 10 locations throughout the Red River Valley, they're the home of the John Deere products that we've come to know and love generationally here in our area, and they're ready to serve you with service and those new purchases to keep your operation running. True North Equipment and Signature Graphics and Apparel bringing you our pregame report this evening. You have a vision, make it come to life at Signature Graphics and Apparel. Custom etching out of several different kinds of material. It's not the same as just the custom embroidery anymore. What they can do at Signature Graphics and Apparel with your logo is exceptional, and they'll be able to affix that to just about any type of apparel that you're looking for when it needs to pop. Signature Graphics and Apparel has you covered. They have custom embroidery. They've also got screen printing and your vinyl signage taken care of at Signature Graphics and Apparel in East Grand Forks. Let's take a look at Drive for the Title and show you just a little bit of a very limited sample size in high school softball so far this season. And what you see on your screen right now, on the left in the Eastern Dakota Conference standings, Davies, Horace, North sitting with undefeated records along with West Fargo Cheyenne. Davies ended up defeating Grand Forks Central yesterday. The teams play only once, so it goes into the book as a 2-point victory. But Davies with a win over Grand Forks Central last night. And Red River was playing against West Fargo Horace last night as well. That game was 1-1 after 7 innings, and Red River had recorded 16 strikeouts against West Fargo Horace, but Horace comes up with a run in the 8th to end up winning the matchup over Grand Forks Red River and taking that first matchup of the season. Fargo North 1-0 in the league, 1-0 overall. West Fargo Cheyenne 1-0 in the league, 2-2 overall. And Fargo North defeated West Fargo, so they'll be playing a second time throughout the course of this season. Devils Lake's got a win so far this year. Valley City has 2 losses, but nothing in the league. Red River now 2-3 in the overall campaign, and Central is 0-5 overall. And in the Region 2 standings, which is where Thompson plays Class B softball, Pembina County North has a league victory that came over Midway Minto. That's 1-0 for Pembina County North, both in the league and outside of it. 0-1 inside and outside the league for Midway Minto. There's been just a scattering of non-conference play outside of that, and the Thompson Tommies 2-0 against very good competition so far this season. Thompson came up with wins over Des Lacs Burlington and Valley City, defeated Des Lacs Burlington by a score of 11-4. Des Lacs Burlington, usually a pretty good softball team at the Class B level, and then that win over Valley City 16-5, and Valley City's down a bit, but not that long ago Valley City was making Class A state tournaments, so this is a team that has been tested a little bit from Thompson, and they're at 2-0, but not with a record, rather inside the league at this point. Northern Lights 1-0. And we'll see Carrington 0-2, Mayport CG 0-3, Midway Minto, as we mentioned, in and out of the league, currently 0-1. The rest of the region encompasses Grafton, Langdon area, Larimore, Nelson County, Midkota. It's a big, big region that they have in the northeast part of North Dakota. Thompson's a part of that and currently 2-0. And that's Drive for the Title, brought to you by Toys for Trucks. They're your car, truck, and Jeep accessory supercenter in Grand Forks, ready to spruce up that vehicle for the upcoming summer driving season at Toys for Trucks. Stop and see them with a full showroom of custom wheels and rims. They also have you covered when it comes down to all the accessories that you're looking for, and performance tires. Every brand name that you'd be looking for, they have those for you at Toys for Trucks. They bring you Drive for the Title this evening. We'll take a break in our pregame report. We'll come back and get ready to run down our starting lineups for tonight's matchup as the coaches get set to meet at home plate to get this one started this evening. A break, and we're back with more in a couple of moments, so do stay with us. This is our coverage of high school softball on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, and KNOX Live Sports, and we'll come back with more in just a couple of moments.
Your local Circle K and Holiday Station stores are proud to support high school activities. Stop by the new Circle K location at 1316 South Washington Street for not only gas, but a wide array of hot and cold food, snacks for everyone, and a car wash. Open 24/7, 7 days a week.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. They have pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. Go to sprayadvantage.com.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, no matter what the size, PS Doors offers the proper service for you. Get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, trade, or rent a trailer, stop into East Grand Forks. GrandTrailersSales.com.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference. And to keep your family cool this summer, it takes Bryant.
Connect with Thermal Air today, your Bryant certified dealer.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school softball. The Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports tonight from Albrecht Field on the campus of the University of North Dakota in Grand Forks as we get set for the Thompson Tommies to take on the Grand Forks Central Knights this evening. Believe we're getting ready for our national anthem, and then we'll run down the starting lineups that we have for you here in just a couple of moments. We may have one more break before we get ready. They're going to go right to the starting lineup, so let's go ahead and do the same. First of all, for the visitors tonight, the Thompson Tommies. Leading off in left field is Claire Kohling. Batting second in right field is Andy Schwab. Batting third in center field is Maya Workin. Cindy Eliason at second base will clean up. Kaya Hurst bats fifth, plays short. Fiona Hendrickson bats sixth behind the plate. Batting seventh, the pitcher Abby Olson. Casey Munson will bat eighth at third base, and Morgan Muse will bat ninth, rounded out at first base. Kohling, Schwab, Workin, Eliason, Hurst, Hendrickson, Olson, Munson, Muse, the starting lineup for the Thompson Tommies. Under head coach Matt Chandler, and they're assisted by John Dahlslager. Tonight for Grand Forks Central, leading off is the first baseman Carly Larson. Batting second, Caitlin Rahm in center field. Batting third, the shortstop Taylor Herman. And Emily Giroux in right field will clean up. Batting fifth is Sydney Tollefson at third base. Ava Hensrud, the catcher, will bat sixth. Batting seventh will be the designated player, Adriana Tandy. Batting eighth will be Callie Carl at second base. And Julia Bibby will bat ninth, playing in left field. And the starting pitcher for Grand Forks Central tonight will be Aubrey Hensrud. Larson, Rahm, Herman, Giroux, Tollefson, Hensrud, Tandy, Carl, Bibby, and Hensrud. The starting lineup tonight for Grand Forks Central. The head coach is Greta Tatro. She's assisted by Maddie Herback and Bella Beauchamp, along with Laura Spurgeon. Tommies will be in green. Grand Forks Central will go in white this evening. They're about to announce the Central lineups. Our starting lineups tonight brought to you by Franson Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. FransonBank.com. Keys to the matchup tonight, brought to you this evening by Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World, and also brought to you tonight with our Game Fuel from Circle K. The keys to the matchup brought to you by Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Stop in and see what's new for the season at Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. When you look at this from the Thompson Tommies perspective, they seem to be built for speed. Their three outfielders will lead off the order, so they're looking to play some small ball early, beat some things out in the infield, and play really, really good defense. And there are plenty of good athletes up in the top third of that batting order. Andy Schwab, Maya Workin, they've been in some big games together before. So throw strikes, but definitely use the speed. That's going to be a part of what Thompson wants to get done tonight. And for Grand Forks Central, they're going to be a little different situation. Right now, they're just looking for some positivity early. Really, one of the keys for Central is going to be to work an efficient first couple of innings, try to get some base runners. 0-5 on the season. They're looking for something to build around right now, so they may be built a certain way, but right now what they're looking for is some optimism early. Those will be the keys to the game, brought to you by Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Stop in and see what's new for the season at Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. And again, our Game Fuel this evening. Game Fuel is presented by Circle K with 4 locations in Grand Forks to keep you fueled up. Circle K on South Washington and Grand Forks. You'll find them 24/7, 365 at Circle K. Car wash, great beverage bar, and a very good frozen food section. Circle K, keeping you fueled and bringing you the Game Fuel tonight. For Grand Forks Central, Emily Giroux in the cleanup spot, playing in right field. She's been a very solid female athlete for this Grand Forks Central lineup all throughout, whether it's been volleyball, basketball. Sydney Tollefson as well in their 4-5 spots. They've got a couple of athletes to really go around when it comes down to hitting the softball. And again, for the Thompson Tommies, that Game Fuel up top, Claire Kohling, Andy Schwab, Maya Workin, top third of that order. Looking forward to seeing what they get done tonight. That's our Game Fuel, brought to you by Circle K. We'll take one final break for the national anthem and come back with the first pitch of tonight's matchup next. Do stay with us.
Picture yourself at Lake Region State College. With faculty and staff here to help you succeed, we know you by name. Picture your success as you get hands-on ready for the workforce or transfer on to earn your bachelor's degree. Lake Region State College. We change lives.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more, fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school softball tonight on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports. A thanks to our pregame report sponsors this evening, True North Equipment, true to your values, ready to serve you with 10 locations throughout the Red River Valley. And our pregame report brought to you tonight by Signature Graphics and Apparel. It's your vision. Make it come to life at Signature Graphics and Apparel. Aubrey Hensrud taking her warm-up tosses to Ava Hensrud. And a great bat sport playing family that we've got here. Keegan Hensrud currently down in Sioux Falls, South Dakota with the Grand Forks Central Knights baseball team as they've got action coming up tonight on the road. And sisters Aubrey and Ava are going to round out the battery tonight for Grand Forks Central, with Aubrey out on the pitcher's plate and Ava behind the plate tonight for the Knights as they get ready to pitch to the Thompson Tommies for the first time this evening. And we thank you for joining us tonight here on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports as we get ready for the first pitch of tonight's matchup. Thompson in black this evening. I like the look as well. They've got kind of a business suit look to them. Some green and white striped socks, green helmets as they come to the plate. Central white uniforms with the maroon trim, the maroon pants. And Aubrey Hensrud will deal to Claire Coling, a left-handed bat, to step in for Thompson to get this one started tonight. First pitch of the game, off speed and up. And it's a ball and no strikes, and we are officially underway at 7:10 this evening with the opening pitch. The 1-0 on the way to Coling, a little off speed as well, just dangles off the outside corner. And it's 2 balls and no strikes, and Hensrud steps off the back of the plate. That one was close. 2-0 pitch comes in for a strike, and the count will go to 2 balls and a strike. 7:10 opening pitch, and 60 degrees in Grand Forks as we get this one started tonight. Pitch misses high from Hensrud, and it's 3 balls and a strike on Claire Coling. Coling's been patient, taken 4 straight pitches. The 3-1 offering up and in for ball 4. And Coling is aboard, working a base on balls to get started tonight. And now we'll see what this speed at the top of the lineup means. Another left-handed bat, Andy Schwab, coming to the plate. Matt Chandler, the head coach for Thompson. Little running lead that's taken over at first by the runner Claire Coling. Pitches a strike on Andy Schwab, and the count will be 0-1. 0-1 pitch, misses low and away. Count will go to 1 ball and 1 strike. A couple of left-handed bats as well. You can see where the thought process is with Matt Chandler here. 1-1 on the way, swinging a flare foul behind the plate. The count will go to a ball and 2 strikes on Andy Schwab. But the thought process, you've got a couple of lefties, so you're already a couple of steps on the way to first base. You've got your outfielders up in the top third. You're built to put runners on and put pressure on in the very first inning. The 1-2 to Schwab, swings at a pitch up. This will drift off into foul territory and ends up dropping into the Thompson dugout. Count remains 1-2. Schwab steps out, steps back, and Andy Schwab kind of took a hack at a bad ball that time. That one was well up, but defending the plate. Another 1-2 from Hensrud. Swing and a miss, strike 3. May have gotten her off speed, and swing and a miss for Andy Schwab. First strikeout of the night for Aubrey Hensrud. 1 out, 1 on for Thompson in the visiting half of the first, and Maya Workin will come to the plate now for the Tommies. Hensrud sets up, fires. Swinging a drifter towards right field shallow. Little late start for Emily Giroux, and this will bounce over her head. Ends up dropping into left, or actually right field for a base hit. And Maya Workin will reach and push a runner over to second. And not really sure what happened on that play. Emily Giroux had a good beat on it, had the right line, but she really waited a while before making her break in on the ball. And that'll put runners at first and second as Cindy Eliason swings and got a piece. It'll be a foul ball. The count will go to no balls and a strike on Cindy Eliason. So the Tommies threaten here in the top of the first. And a swing and a ground ball chopped foul to the right side, or actually left side, rather. The count will go to no balls and 2 strikes on Cindy Eliason. Turning into a really nice night. The wind was up, is beginning to die off a bit. The 0-2 to Eliason high. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes on Eliason. Look in by Hensrud. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got her. Strike 3. And again, Aubrey Hensrud took something off of that pitch. Same pitch that she got Andy Worker, or actually Andy Schwab, to swing at and miss. So a couple of runners on, but 2 away. And Central trying to find themselves out of a jam here in the top of the first. Hensrud delivers to Kaya Hurst, and it misses high. Count a ball and no strikes on the Thompson Tommy shortstop. 1-0 pitch, just misses inside. The count will go to 2 balls and no strikes. Hensrud has gone after that inside corner a couple of times, been close on both occasions. The 2-0 pitch on the way. Hurst swings and drifts one out to shallow center, and a step back and a miss off the glove. Taylor Herman had the glove but couldn't find it. 1 run comes around to score. They're going to wave home Maya Workin. Relay is cut off. Workin goes back to third, slides in safely. Kaya Hurst is back at second and will step there, and we'll see a 1-0 lead in favor of Thompson. So Thompson goes up 1-0. Workin goes over to third, threatened to score. And we'll call it a double for Kaya Hurst. Tough play for the shortstop, Taylor Herman. And a pitch called for a strike on Fiona Hendrickson, who steps in for the Tommies. Boy, a couple of defensive breakdowns, though, for the Knights here in the visiting half of the first. Swinging a ground ball back to the pitcher. Hensrud's got it. Over to first for the out. That'll retire Fiona Hendrickson 1-3 on the putout. Thompson does damage, though, on a couple of balls that the Knights' gloves can't find. A run on 2 hits, they'll leave 2. We played a half inning. And your score is the Tommies 1, the Knights coming to bat. And they'll do that coming up in just a couple of moments. This is our coverage of high school softball on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales, Sports Network, and KNOX Sports.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, no matter what the size, PS Doors offers the proper service for you. Get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school softball on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network. Abby Olson for the Thompson Tommies, taking her warm-up tosses, set to face Carly Larson to start the game offensively for Grand Forks Central. The Knights give up a run to Thompson in the top of the first and trail 1-0 on our All-True scoreboard as we get ready to go with the bottom of the first inning.
Now batting for the Knights, number 8, Carly Larson.
Larson will stand in, big open stance. Abby Olson stands ready, and a fastball swung on and fisted towards third base, and this will be caught on an over-the-shoulder catch by Casey Munson down at third on a play that was not easy. A little flare to the third baseman, and Munson had come in on the ball, then decided to drift back on it, had to reach over the shoulder to make the catch, but records the out. Caitlin Rom will come to the plate. Fastball low and away on Rom, and it's a ball and no strikes on the center fielder for the Knights. Olson takes a look, the 1-0. Caught the plate for a strike, caught the belt for a strike. Good riser ball that time from Olson. That'll level the count up at 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 on the way. Fastball misses away. That corner, inside corner on the righties, the outside corner on the lefties, that one's been tough to find so far tonight. The 2-1, again out there and again missing. 3 balls and a strike from Abby Olson to Caitlin Rom, swinging a ground ball to third. 2-hopper picked up by Munson cleanly over to first for the out, and the second out recorded. So a couple of plays for the third baseman, Casey Munson. That one a ground ball out, 5-3 for the putout. 2 up, 2 down. And Taylor Herman, the shortstop, will come to the plate for Central. Olson stands ready in the pitch. Fastball just missing. The count will go to a ball and no strikes on Taylor Herman. Herman ready. The 1-0, high. 2 balls and no strikes. Big, giant scoreboard out in left center field here at Albrecht Field. 2-0 pitch on the way. That one just missed as well. 3 balls and no strikes, and Abby Olson, who works quickly, going to step off the back and reset just for a moment. The 3-0 on the way to Herman. She's taking all the way, and it's a strike. When they get done with the construction project they have out in left field, boy, this is going to be just a wonderful spot. 3-1 pitch, inside and low, ball 4, and Taylor Herman draws a 2-out walk for Grand Forks Central. Not that it's not a wonderful spot now, because it is.
Next up, number 3,
But this is really going to be a spot when UND's home softball team is here. And a pitch inside for a ball. If I'm not mistaken, I believe I did hear that the state softball tournament is going to be here this year. I think they were talking about that last year. Class A anyway. 1-0, swung on and chopped back to the pitcher. 2 hops for Olson. She's got it. Over to first. Central gets a base runner, but a clean, rather clean inning for Abby Olson as she'll record the final out. And Central is cut down without a hit. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We've played a full. Their score, the Tommies 1 and the Knights 0. This is our coverage of high school softball on the Rivards Turf and Forage, Grand Trailer Sales, Sports Network, and KNOX.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. They have pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. Go to sprayadvantage.com.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
As guys, we all love our trucks. That's why Toys for Trucks is your headquarters for all things truck. They carry an amazing selection of rims and tires, plus floor mats, tonneau covers, hitches, plows, and even Excalibur remote car starters for any car, truck, or SUV. And the best part? They can install everything for your truck right at their location. Stop out at Toys for Trucks in Grand Forks to customize your ride, or check them out at toysfortrucks.com.
Well, we come back, a no-ball, 1-strike pitch on the way to Sydney Tollefson. Correction, not Sydney Tollefson, rather Abby Olson is high. The count is a ball and a strike. They get going rather quickly around here. They've thrown a couple of pitches already. Pitch on the way to Olson, again up, and it's 2 balls and a strike to Abby Olson. It'll be Abby Olson, Casey Munson, Morgan Muse, bottom third, due up for Thompson. They lead at 1-0. Here at the top of the second, 2-1 pitch to Olson high. And it's 3 balls and a strike. Olson twisted one foul to the right side on the opening hack to her. Hensrud takes a look in. 3-1 offering, high for ball 4. And Abby Olson will reach with a base on balls. It'll be the second walk issued by Aubrey Hensrud tonight. She has a pair of strikeouts to go with that as well. And Casey Munson, the third baseman, will come to the plate. We'll see a pinch runner for Thompson as well. Emily Schumacher will step in to run for Abby Olson. And that'll be a courtesy runner situation for the pitcher. So Schumacher will step in to run for Olson at first base. And while the substitution is recorded by our umpires, Thompson head coach Man Chandler relaying some signals down to first base. And now we'll see Casey Munson step out, get her sign. And the pitch from Munson is hit foul behind the plate. We'll have no balls and a strike on Casey Munson. Had soccer last night here on KNOX Live Sports between Red River and Shanley. Big week for Red River in soccer. 6-point week. Wins over Cheyenne and Shanley. Pitch called a strike on Casey Munson. We'll get into some baseball coming up next week. As we sort of ease into the spring season, had to wait for the temperatures to warm. The 0-2 on the way. Munson swings, hits one in foul territory right side, and that will twist up into the protective netting and keeps the count 0-2. Looking forward to getting back over to Kraft Field. After all the remodel that was done last year, we had a chance to break it in with the Legion baseball season, and we have a great spot for baseball over in Midtown. The 0-2 pitch on the way again. Swinging a ground ball to short, could be two. Gloved by Herman. The flip to second base. Callie Carl for one. Across the diamond, double play. Really nice play for Grand Forks Central as they'll record the 6-4-3 double play for outs number 1 and 2 in the inning. Really crisp 6-4-3 turn. And Grand Forks Central extinguishes a base runner and brings Morgan Muse to the plate. Got her just barely. See if we can see it again on the American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel agent replay. And ground ball to short, and there is as nifty a turn as you're going to see. And by just a half step over at first base to get her on the 6-4-3 double play for Grand Forks Central. 2 away. Hensrud delivers, swing and a miss by Morgan Muse. And it's 0-1 on Muse. 1-0 Thompson on the all-true scoreboard. The top of the second. Swinging a drive to center field and deep. Rom back after it. She can't find it over her head and on the way to the wall. Muse a turn. She'll pull up at second base with a 2-out double. Solid piece of contact off the bat for Morgan Muse. Just drove that to center field. And Rom's first step in, kind of a cardinal sin, but I don't think she was going to catch up with that one anyway. That one drifted over her head. She read it quickly and turned to get back after it. And now Claire Coling, top of the order, turns around here in the second inning. Fastball high and away, and it's a ball and no strikes. Coling walked and scored her first time up, as this is the second trip through now for Central. Pitch called a strike, good riser. Count will level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Hensrud's done a nice job of mixing in the off-speed pitch tonight. The 1-1 swing and a foul. Count will go to a ball and 2 strikes, and this has been where she's liked to go with that off-speed pitch. She's used it as her out pitch tonight. We'll see if she's got one here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the 1-2 offering. Swing and a miss, got her off speed again, that one down. 3rd strikeout tonight for Aubrey Hensrud, and Coling is down on strikes. And Central, after turning the double play, gets out of a mild jam with a runner in scoring position that's stranded in the second. No runs, a hit, 1 left through an inning and a half. 1-0 Thompson on the all-true scoreboard. Back with more next.
Add a pop of color and excitement to your next celebration with Balloons by Misty. Their one-of-a-kind balloon design skills and creativity will make your event unforgettable. It's always a party at Balloons by Misty. Visit balloonsbymisty.com today.
Residents of the Midwest are known for being self-starters and getting the job done. But when it comes to electrical work, it's best to call a professional. Hi, this is Steve from Bergstrom Electric. It's true that there's a certain glory to accomplishing a task on your own, but it's our experience that not only will save you time, but also the headaches that go along with home improvement projects. A simple phone call to Bergstrom Electric can make all the difference. At Bergstrom Electric, the light does shine brighter.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference. And to keep your family cool this summer, it takes Bryant.
Connect with Thermal Air today, your Bryant certified dealer.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school softball. The Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports. We're through an inning and a half tonight on our all-true scoreboard, and Central down a run will come to the plate with Sydney Tollefson, Ava Hensrud, and Adriana Tandy to face Abby Olson, who goes into her second inning of work tonight for the Tommies. Olson delivers, good speed. Pitch swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. That had a little movement laterally in the zone. Came from right to left on the outer half of the plate. 0-1 to Tollefson on the way. Riser called for a strike. And Abby Olson wastes no time. No balls, 2 strikes. Olson a look in, and the 0-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 3 straight pitches, 3 straight strikes. That one swinging for Tollefson. And Tollefson is out number 1. First strikeout recorded by Abby Olson tonight. So 1 out, nobody on. Ava Hensrud to the plate now for Central. And the pitch on the way. Hensrud will take one high and tight. And it's a ball and no strikes on Ava Hensrud. Look in by Abby Olson, the 1-0 pitch. That one misses high. It's no surprise that you've got a Thompson pitcher that works quickly. It just seems to be the mantra of everything they do in the athletic department, really, in Thompson for years. I mean, it's been one of those things where they really preach pace and rhythm, and it's worked out for them. They've had a lot of success in the bat sports. 3-0 pitch low for ball 4, and Ava Hensrud is aboard, the recipient of a 1-out walk. That'll be the second walk issued by Abby Olson. Hensrud is the catcher, and so Central may courtesy run for her as well. It looks like Jersey Rosinski will come in to run for Ava Hensrud. So Rosinski will run for Ava Hensrud at first base, and Adriana Tandy will come to the plate now for Grand Forks Central. Good sound system they have here. They've got a really nice setup here at UND, and I know they were very excited about how this was coming together, but what they've put together is really, really fantastic. 1-0 pitch on the way to Tandy. Swing, late swing, chops it foul to the right. Level up the count at 1-1 strike. Similar setup out in Dickinson where we were last year for some state tournament stuff. Dickinson State put together a brand new field very similar to this, turf all the way around. Fastball misses high. Count goes to 2 and a strike. And really facilities for UND, something that they had to talk about with softball being down at Oxford Park. Just wasn't a home for them. It wasn't near the campus. 2-1 pitch is bunted foul, and the count on Tandy goes to 2 strikes. And just tough to really get a recruit to buy into the atmosphere and that type of thing when you're not near your campus. 2-2 pitch from Olson, swing and a miss. Got Tandy for the second strikeout tonight for Abby Olson. Hasn't allowed a hit yet through an inning and 2/3. Couple of walks. One of those down at first base in the form of Rosinski. Running for Ava Hensrud and Callie Carl. Second baseman comes to the plate for Central. Pitch from Olson, bunted out in front of the plate. Could be a tough play. Hendrickson's up with it cleanly. Throw not going to be in time. Safe. Down at first base will be Callie Carl beating out an infield hit, and that will be the first hit tonight. Moves Rodzinski to second. So Central puts the tying run in scoring position here in the second inning. And Julia Bybee, rather. I may have said Bybee, or rather Bibby earlier. My apologies. It's Bybee that will come to the plate. With runners on first and second and 2 out. Olson delivers, pitch misses. And the count is a ball and no strikes. Olson delivers again. Bunt is shown, but taken away. And the pitch will miss outside. 2 balls and no strikes on Julia Bybee. Olson taking a look. And the 2-0 offering. Bunt shown again. This time misses low. And Central trying to coax Abby Olson to pitch herself into some trouble here. Gave up a walk, a 1-out walk, then a 2-out bunt single. And now 3-0 to Julia Bybee, and the 3-0 pitch called in the inside corner for a strike. Count will go to 3-1. Our home plate umpire made the motion as if to punch out Julia Bybee. I think he missed on the count in that situation. He kind of went all the way around on the ring up and then realized that it was 3 balls and a strike and gave the count. 3 balls and a strike. And Olson's 3-1 offering. That one just missed low for ball 4. And the bases are loaded full of Knights in the home half of the second inning. On to third, Rosinski. Carl to second. Bybee walks. Carly Larson, the leadoff hitter, to the plate. You would think some pretty good speed here, top of the order. It could be a tough infield play if Central can put it in play. Pitch on the way, a strike right down the heart of the plate, belt high. And it's 0-1 on Carly Larson. Larson popped out to the shortstop, rather third baseman the first time up. Casey Munson made a great play on that. Wild pitch gets away, late break coming from third, tag applied, out at the plate will be the runner Rosinski trying to score. That was not a wise opportunity for Central to score. The break was very late from third. The ball didn't get away that far, and it'll be a 2-4 put out on Rosinski at the plate, or rather 2-1 put out on Rosinski at the plate. to end the inning. Central threatens but doesn't score. No runs, a hit, 2 left, and we have played 2 full. It's 1-0 Tommies on the All True scoreboard. Back with more in a moment.
Since 1972, Jarrell's Sports Center and Hockey World has provided year-round sporting goods, apparel, and of course, hockey equipment and training tools. You'll also find they have a state-of-the-art skate sharpening machine to give you the edge you need for anything sports. Stop into Jarrell's and Hockey World.
When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need. Turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335.
Your local Circle K and Holiday Station stores are proud to support high school activities. Stop by the new Circle K location at 1316 South Washington Street for not only gas, but a wide array of hot and cold food, snacks for everyone, and a car wash. Open 24/7, 7 days a week.
We go to the top of the 3rd inning. Thompson leading 1-0. Andy Schwab laces one to center. Deep. Rom back after it. Can't find this. This is going to hop off the wall. Schwab around second base on her way to the 3rd. She'll stand there with a 3-bagger to start the inning for Thompson. Great piece of contact for Andy Schwab, the American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay. And you can see Schwab got good bat on this one, drove it to center deep, and no chance to find it for Rom. It hops off the highest part of the fence. And Central will give up a runner to 3rd to start the 3rd inning, as we'll see Maya Workin step to the plate, looking to increase Thompson's lead. 1-0 Thompson here in the top of the 3rd. Called strike on Maya Workin. The count will go to 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch from Aubrey Hensrud misses inside. Count will go to 2 balls and a strike on Maya Workin. Workin walked, rather singled back in the 1st inning. Pitch misses high. The count goes to 3 balls and a strike. You go back to that swing from Andy Schwab. Didn't try to do too much with it. Hit it where it wanted to go. 3-1 pitch. Missed inside. Ball 4. It's been a tough corner on the interior part of the plate tonight. That'll be the 3rd walk issued by Aubrey Hensrud. They'll be on the edges for Thompson with nobody out here in the top of the 3rd inning. That'll bring Eliason to the plate now for the Tommies. And a pitch misses. Runner going from first base. Throws cut off across the infield. Andy Schwab comes home to score. And that'll make it a 2-0 lead in favor of Thompson, as Andy Schwab will score on the delayed double steal. So a delayed double steal for Thompson pushes their lead to 2-0. And Eliason swings and sends one up the middle. Hensrud couldn't find it. Cut off by second baseman Callie Carl. Her throw is offline. A turn at 3rd base for Maya Workin. She'll come home to score. Workin will take a couple of bases on what I'm presuming will be an error. And Eliason holds up at first base. And that will make it a 3-0 lead in favor of the Tommies. And that's going to bring a visit to the pitcher's circle from Greta Tatro, the head coach of Grand Forks Central. So a 3-0 lead. The Tommies scored twice here in the top of the 3rd. A triple, a walk, and an error. That will put 2 in and put a runner on and bring a visit to the mound. The defense tonight for Central might have been a little bit of their Achilles heel. Back in that 1st inning, a fly ball that just wasn't read particularly well that landed on that single for Maya Workin. And then a double that ended up heading up and over, and we had a great double play turn back in the 2nd, but just a couple of moments here tonight where Central hasn't been as sharp as they need to be defensively. And now with a runner on first base, Kaya Hurst steps in, 2 in the inning for Thompson. Pitch to Hurst. She drives one deep to left field. This one's going to go and hop into the corner. Huge shot for Hurst. Turning and going to 3rd will be Cindy Eliason, and Hurst is into second base with a double, and Thompson's got the bats moving in their half of the 3rd inning. American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay. This is just big contact from Kaya Hurst, driving one hard into the corner. You saw that ball just explode off the bat, and a little bit more of a launch angle. That one might have driven out of the park. And here's another now that's driven into center field. Running catch is made by Caitlin Rom. Tagging and scoring from third base will be Cindy Eliason. Hurst will tag and go to third, and what will be a sacrifice fly for Fiona Hendrickson in the first out of the inning. And that'll make it a 4-0 lead in favor of Thompson. Runner goes to third on the play, and Abby Olson, the pitcher, a chance to help herself with a runner down at third base. And a swing and a drive into left field. That will drop for a base hit for Abby Olson. It hops beyond Julia Bybee as well, but she's back quickly to pick it up. Hurst will come home and score. Olson has a single for Thompson, and it's 5-0 in favor of the Tommies. And we'll see a runner for Abby Olson once again. Emily Schumacher was the runner the first time around. Schumacher will come out to run again. And now to the plate will be Casey Munson for Thompson. Pitch called a strike. And it's no balls and a strike on Casey Munson. Munson 0 for run, rolled into that 6-4-3 double play back in the second. The 0-1 pitch misses high. Kaya Hurst is now 2 for 2 tonight, a pair of doubles. One to center, and that shot you just saw into the corner, that was a rocket off the bat of Hurst. The 1-1, ground ball to third. It's off the glove of Tollefson, picked up by Herman at short. Her throw across the diamond, short hops into first base. It'll get away. On to third on the play will be Schumacher. Munson safe at first base, and runners will be at the corners for the Tommies. Not sure how to rule that. I think you probably have to rule that a base hit and an error. It'll be the error that allows Schumacher to go on to third. But I think it's a base hit for Casey Munson with a hot shot off the glove. And now another delayed double steal attempt. This time the throw goes to third instead. Munson will be surrendered second base on defensive indifference there. And Morgan Muse is at the plate for Thompson. Pitch to her, she drives one to right field. Back after it, Emily Giroux, she'll make the catch. Tagging, looking to score from third is Schumacher, she will. On to third goes Munson. Thompson with 5 into the inning, and will take a 6-0 lead. Another sacrifice fly, that one from Morgan Muse. So 2 sacrifice flies to drive in runs. Thompson will bat around with Claire Coling coming to the plate now for the Tommies, and a pitch misses away. Ball and no strikes on Claire Coling. Runner at third is Morgan Muse, is Casey Munson. Pitch misses high. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Coling a walk and a strikeout so far tonight and is 0 for 1. The 2-0-2er drives one the opposite way down the line in left field, and that's off the glove on a dive from left fielder Julia Bybee and into the corner. Coming home to score is Munson. Legging out 3 bags is Claire Coling. That'll be the second triple of the inning for the Tommies, and they will take a 7-0 lead. Another good piece of hitting for Thompson on the American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay. You're going to see a great piece here by Coling, just going with the pitch on the outer half and driving that in a diving play that comes up just empty in left field for the left fielder Julia Bybee. The count is a ball and no strikes on Andy Schwab, as Schwab will bat for the second time in the third. She'll take a strike, and it's 0-2. 6 into the inning to make it a 7-0 lead in favor of Thompson. And the 0-2 offering misses away. Count is a ball and 2 strikes on Andy Schwab. Schwab stands ready. The 1-2 pitch. Just missed away again. Seen both pitchers trying to nip at that corner tonight, and it's been tough to find so far this evening. Count level. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Andy Schwab, 1 for 2. She swings and drives one in the gap into left center field. That'll drop for a hit. Schwab running hard. She'll pull up at second base for the double. In to score, Claire Coling. And the rally continues. It's now 8-0 Thompson. 2 extra base hits in the inning for Andy Schwab. 1 to center, going straight away from the plate. 1 into the right center field, actually left center field gap, and she uses her speed to get across as the ball twists foul off of Maya Warkin's bat, not a play. But you saw Andy Schwab's speed come into play there. She wasn't done at first base, and you knew it. When she saw the ball threatening to drop in the gap, she made a hard charge to first and had no intentions of holding up there. 0-1 pitch driven hard to left field. That'll drop for a hit. Schwab is around third. Throw will be cut off on the infield. They might have had a chance to get Schwab coming to the plate, but the throw is cut off on the relay. Warkin will go to first on the single with an RBI. Andy Schwab will score. And it's 9-0 in favor of the Tommies. Cindy Elias into the plate. This will be the 12th batter to come to the plate this inning. Drive to center, fairly shallow. Rom coming in. She'll camp and make the catch, and Eliason flies out to center field for out number 3. But Thompson does damage, bringing in 8 runs in the inning. They'll do it on 6 base hits and error. They'll leave 1, and we've played 2.5. New score here at Albrecht Field, 9-0 in favor of Thompson. We have a timeout. We'll come back with more in a moment on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network.
Need seed? Think Proseed. Proseed.net.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, trade, or rent a trailer, stop into East Grand Forks. GrandTrailersales.com.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school softball, the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network and KNOX Live Sports. Big crooked number put up in that third inning, top of the third anyway, for the Thompson Tommies. They lead it 9-0 as Central comes to the plate for their half of the third. Back at the top of the order, Carly Larson, who was at the plate when the second came to an end. Central trying to steal, or actually take home, I should say, on a wild pitch. And Larson drives one to center field for a base hit for Grand Forks Central. Larson was at the plate. The bases were loaded, and I kind of feel like Central ran themselves out of the inning. They had the bases loaded with 2 outs, and a ball kind of squirted away from catcher Fiona Hendrickson, but didn't get very far away. It was kind of an odd decision to try to score with Rosinski down at third. And Rosinski, a late break, she was out easily at the plate. And you had your leadoff hitter at the plate at that moment with a chance to swing the bat, tie the game, maybe break it open in Central's favor. And instead, inning came to an end with your leadoff hitter still standing at home plate. She singles now to lead things off in the third for Central. And we'll see Caitlin Rom step in for the Knights. Olsen ready, the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Count will go to 1-1. By the way, revised totals on that last inning, 8 runs on 7 hits for Thompson in that inning. We had it at 6. It was 7 hits for the Tommies. Back in the third. And some big ones. The 1-1 offering, bunt is shown, laid down in front of the plate. Charging out from behind the plate will be Fiona Hendrickson. Not enough time, however, to get the speedy Caitlin Rom going down the line. And Central will come up with their second bunt single of the night and put pressure on Thompson with runners at first and second and nobody out in the inning. Abby Olsen takes a look in, pitch to Herman, swing and a miss. Big healthy cut for Taylor Herman and didn't catch up with it. And the count will go to a ball and no strikes on Taylor Herman. Herman walked her first time up. Olsen delivers, swinging a ground ball to short. This could be 2. Hurst has it cleanly to second for 1. Relay just bobbled a bit and no chance to get some pretty good speed from Taylor Herman going down the line. Cindy Eliason took a look, decided not to force the issue at second base. First out of the inning recorded. Larson goes to third. Rom is forced at second. And Taylor Herman will reach on a fielder's choice for Grand Forks Central. They're at the edges. And Emily Giroux, who grounded out to the pitcher, steps to the plate. Pitch from Olsen misses inside. Central going to take a bag. Herman will steal second. So a pair in scoring position now for Central with 1 out in the third as they try to dig their way back into the matchup. Down by a 9-0 margin. Reiser bit up in the zone but called a strike. And that'll push the count to 1 ball and 1 strike on Emily Giroux. Look in by Abby Olson in the pitch. Swinging a fister on the infield. That'll be caught at first base by Morgan Muse. No chance for anyone to advance. 2 away. Giroux popping out to the first baseman for out number 2.
Now batting number 10.
And Sydney Tollefson, who struck out back in the second, will come to the plate. Olson an at-bat away from getting out of an inning with 2 in scoring position behind her for the Tommies. Swing and a miss. Good riser ball from Abby Olson. Olson has been a little erratic on control tonight, but when she's thrown a good hard strike, it's had velocity. The 0-1, that one misses inside. Count levels up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Carly Larson at third, a single. Taylor Herman reaching out a fielder's choice at second. Swinging a drifter foul back behind the plate off the bat of Tollefson. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Olson takes a look, stands ready. And the 1-2 pitch. Drifter, right side, twisting, and spinning out of play. Remains a ball and 2 strikes on Tollefson. Look in by Abby Olson. Pitch high. And a couple of runners out between bags all of a sudden. And drifting back towards second base will be Taylor Herman. Softball has the look back rule, so you've got to make some pretty hard decisions on the bases. 2-2 pitch. Swing and popped up on the infield, back behind the plate, slowly drifting and ends up clearing the protective net and up into the crowd. It'll stay 2-2. There's all sorts of oohs and ahs where that ball came down, but those are young people down there. Somebody should have made that catch. Quite frankly, I'm tempted to put an error in the book. 2-2 is away, and the count will go full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. I don't care if you don't have a glove. You got to make that catch. You got a chance to get underneath that ball. You had plenty of time to see it. Payoff pitch high and away, ball 4. And Central load the bases on the 4th walk issued by Abby Olson tonight. So Larson's at third, Herman's at second, Tollefson's at first, and that's going to bring Matt Chandler, the head coach of the Tommies, out of the dugout. Timeouts brought to you tonight by Apex Apparel, your hometown quick turnaround promotional goods store in Grand Forks, and brought to you by Big Jim's Tire, your #1 supplier of ag tires in the region. Coach Chandler talking only with his pitcher Abby Olson. The rest of the infield stays in their positions. So probably more of just a focused type of moment for the hurler. Ava Hensrud with the bases loaded, full of Knights. Here in the bottom of the third, Central trailing 9-0 after an 8-run third inning for Thompson. Outside of that, a pretty cleanly played game for both teams tonight. Olson delivers to Hensrud. Check swing, pitch misses high. And it's a ball and no strikes on Hensrud. Ava Hensrud walked. Back in the second inning, her pinch runner, Rosinski, was gunned down trying to take the plate in a wild pitch. Fastball misses low and in. 2 balls, no strikes, and now no place to put Ava Hensrud with the bases loaded. Olson takes a look in, the 2-0, swing and a miss. Got Hensrud to chase a pitch. Perhaps on the top side of the strike zone, outer half. Hensrud had a chance to extend the arms, couldn't quite catch up. The 2-1, swinging a drive to shallow right center field. Long run for everybody. Running grab made by Andy Schwab out in right field to take that one away from Ava Hensrud and keep Central scoreless. The Knights threaten as they load the bases. No runs, a hit, and 3 left on. We've played 3 full. Your score remains the Tommies 8, the Knights nothing on the All True scoreboard. We continue with more high school softball next.
Picture yourself at Lake Region State College. With faculty and staff here to help you succeed, we know you by name. Picture your success as you get hands-on ready for the workforce or transfer on to earn your bachelor's degree. Lake Region State College. We change lives.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks.
We'll have a pitching change here for Grand Forks Central to start the 4th inning, as Julia Bybee will step to the pitcher's plate and relieve Aubrey Hensrud in the Grand Forks Central lineup. Aubrey Hensrud was listed as the pitcher and flex player, and so I believe what will happen here for Grand Forks Central, if no other changes are made defensively, and all we can do, they don't really report those to us, so we've got to kind of do the best we can with it, eyeballing it in, but I believe that Central will just lose the flex here at this point.
And pitching, number 13, Julia Bybee.
I believe they moved Tandy. They just announced over to left field, perhaps. And was Tandy the designated player? Let me take a look at the lineup as Thompson will come to the plate with Kaya Hurst to start the 4th inning. Hurst had that big 3-bagger, and she swings and drives one into left field for a base hit. So Kaya Hurst is 3 for 3 tonight. She's having a night for Thompson. Yeah, Adriana Tandy was the designated player for the Knights, and so she'll come in and play defensively now in left field. So Tandy's in left field. That'll complete the changes. Pitch misses high. The count will go to a ball and no strikes on Thompson's Fiona Hendrickson, who steps in. Swinging a drive to center field, crisply hit right at Caitlin Rom. She'll back up and make the play. And Hendrickson flies out to center for the first out of the 4th. 9-0 Tommies on the All-True scoreboard. Scoreboard updates brought to you by All-True. Regular screenings with All-True's care team can detect illness before symptoms begin. Stay in the game of wellness. Schedule an appointment. Call 780-5000 or visit alltrue.org as Abby Olson takes a strike. 0-1 on Abby Olson. Pitch is high. Count will level up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Tommy sent 12 to the plate in the 3rd, 7 hits, scored 8 runs. And that blew the game open. Swinging a ground ball to 3rd, 2-hopper picked up by Tollefson. Only throw will be across the diamond for the out. And she'll get Abby Olson at first base for out number 2. Kaya Hurst will move on to second base.
Now batting number 8, Casey Munson.
And with 2 outs in the inning and a runner in scoring position, it'll be Casey Munson, the 3rd baseman, that comes to the plate. Pitch to Munson for a strike. No balls and a strike on Munson, who's 1 for 2, rolled into a 6-4-3 double play in the 2nd, and the 3rd singled and scored. Pitch to Munson, misses high. Ava Hensrud doing a pretty good job of bringing that pitch back down, giving the umpire a second look at it. 1-1 offering, swinging a drive to left field, but foul. That'll bring the count to a ball and 2 strikes on Munson. They've got the lights on. They haven't taken a lot of effect as of yet. The sun's setting out in left field at this point. 1-2 pitch on the way, drifting foul off the bat of Casey Munson. That will twist away and out of play. And it remains a ball and 2 strikes. Be interesting to see with these lights. These are a different kind of light too, flat paneled lights. 1-2 pitch called, strike 3 on the outside corner. Munson will go down on strikes, rung up for the third out of the inning. And Julia Bybee has her first strikeout tonight. And the Tommies will leave a runner. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We've played 3.5. Your score remains the Tommies 9 and the Knights nothing. This is our coverage of high school softball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, no matter what the size, PS Doors offers the proper service for you. Get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school softball. Thompson leading by a score of 9-0 over the Grand Forks Central Knights. And the Knights will come to the plate with Adriana Tandy, Callie Carl, and Julia Bybee to take on Abby Olson, who works into her 4th inning of work. And she was able to coax the Knights into stranding the bases full in the last half inning. And Central has stranded 6 runners through 3 innings tonight, which is something that you miss on the stat sheet when you're down by a 9-0 margin. Olson delivers a 1-0 pitch. That's in the turf. And we'll go to 2 balls and no strikes. Boy, when the lights are on and in full effect down here, that's going to be quite a sight. Driving by on University Avenue, this is going to be a really nice spot. 2-0 pitch high, back to the screen. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike on Adriana Tandy. Tandy struck out, now playing in left field. Came into the game as the designated player and now plays a defensive position. 3-0 pitch to her, called a strike at the belt. 3 balls, 1 strike. They've got an area out in left field called the flight deck where you've got some like standing room out there. 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. You don't really notice Abby Olson changing speeds a lot. Works location. 3-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a chopper, foul down the first base line. And it remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Looks like that flight deck could be kind of fun to be on. You throw in maybe some, I don't know, all you can eat, all you can beverage type of thing out there. A little party atmosphere, that might be nice. Payoff pitch again to Tandy, misses inside, ball 4. And Adriana Tandy will receive the 5th walk of the night from Abby Olson. So Central with a runner on, here in the 4th, and Callie Carl will come to the plate for Central, who singled back in the 2nd inning. 1 of 2 hits that Grand Forks Central has tonight. Pitch from Olson, bunt is shown, it's bunted foul. Correction, 1 of 3 hits that Grand Forks Central has tonight, and 2 of those hits have been bunt singles. They put a little pressure on catcher Fiona Hendrickson, and that's something Central's done well. They've executed bunts rather well tonight. 0-1 pitch on the way, bunt is shown. This one popped in the air, ends up dropping foul back behind the plate. And the count goes to no balls, 2 strikes. Kind of a cardinal rule in that situation. You go after something up that you're going to bunt, you have to keep the head of the bat up as well. 0-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3. Callie Carl down on strikes for the 3rd strikeout for Abby Olson tonight also. And that'll bring Julia Bybee to the plate. When you're attempting to bunt and the ball comes up, if you're going to keep going after it, you've got to turn the bat head up with it. If that bat head comes down, that ball's going to be popped in the air, and bunts that are popped in the air turn into outs on the regular. Swing and a miss for Bybee, and it's 0-1. Bybee walked back in the 2nd inning. 9-0 lead in favor of Thompson here in the bottom of the 4th. Tandy over at first base. The 0-1 pitch. Bunt is shown, taken away. Runner goes. peg to second. Oh, that was close. Not in time will be the call. Cindy Eliason coming inside the diamond to catch that ball and couldn't quite get the tag back on time to record the out, but Fiona Hendrickson made that look good. So a runner at second base now for the Knights, and Bybee will bat. Believe the count, a ball and a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bybee. Pitch on the way. Bybee shows bunt and bunts it foul. That'll bring the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Tandy out on second base. The 1-2 pitch, swing and hit foul back to us. There is an opportunity here. I see the angles now where a ball could clear the screen and get through the open window here in the media room in the press box, or the broadcast room in the press box. 1-2 swung on, chopped up the middle, and a backhanded play comes up empty from Eliason. She deflects the ball into center field. A run will score for Grand Forks Central as Tandy comes around to score, and on her way to third will be Julia Bybee standing in for a 3-bagger. Central on the board, cutting the lead to 8. Tough scoring on it. That was a rocket shot. Going to rule it a hit. Not sure, though. There might have been an error out there someplace on the outfield to try to bring the ball back in cleanly. And Carly Larson will come to the plate as the lead is cut to 8. Larson will take a strike. No balls and a strike. Larson singled her last time up. Has the 1 driven single, although that last ball from Bybee, that would have been a base hit as well. That was going to be a tough play all the way around. Pitch misses inside. Bybee, or rather, Larson jumps out of the way. And the count's a ball and a strike on Carly Larson. So an 8-run lead now for Thompson as the Knights come up with a run here in the 4th. And the 1-1 pitch lifted high in the air, foul, twisting towards the central dugout, and that will fall into the crowd and bring the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Sidewalk out on University Avenue. You can look right through the right field fence and watch a game from out there if you'd like. 1-2 offering, swing and a miss. Strike 3 on Carly Larson. Second out of the inning and the 4th strikeout for Abby Olson tonight for Thompson. And so with 2 outs, a runner at third and 1 in the inning, Caitlin Rahm, who singled on a bunt and was later forced, will step to the plate. Pitch gets away, and a runner trying to score from third. This time, better break, and the run will score as Julia Bybee comes in to score in a wild pitch. No hesitation that time, and that was a tough lesson that was learned by Central earlier in the game. This time, they come through and score on a wild pitch that sneaks away. That'll make it 9-2, and a swing and a ground ball to short. 2-hopper picked up by Kaya Hurst. Throw across the diamond, trapped off the palm of the glove that time, but controlled is the call for out number 3 on a 6-3 putout as that ball ends up short hopping, but picked up by first baseman Morgan Muse. 2 runs come in for Central on a hit, and they will leave a runner. And correction, they will not leave a runner. 2 runs on a hit, and nobody left. We've played 4, and your score now 9-2. Thompson with a 7-run lead on our Ultra scoreboard as we go to the 5th, and we'll do that in just a couple of moments. This is our coverage of high school softball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. They have pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. Go to sprayadvantage.com.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
As guys, we all love our trucks. That's why Toys for Trucks is your headquarters for all things truck. They carry an amazing selection of rims and tires, plus floor mats, tonneau covers, hitches, plows, and even Excalibur remote car starters for any car, truck, or SUV. And the best part? They can install everything for your truck right at their location. Stop out at Toys for Trucks in Grand Forks to customize your ride, or check them out at toysfortrucks.com.
We get started with no balls and a strike to Thompson batter Morgan Muse, who leads off the inning, and Muse will drive one to right field, and that will be run down in right field by Emily Giroux for Grand Forks Central. Morgan Muse will fly out to right for out number 1 as we start the 5th inning. Thompson leading by a score of 9-2. Claire Coling will come to the plate, and Coling will take a pitch away for ball 1. Julia Bybee making her way through the order, coming in the 4th inning, and we'll see Coling for the first time tonight. The 1-0 pitch to Coling, misses low. And the count 2 balls and no strikes. 9-2 here in the top of the 5th on the All True scoreboard in favor of Thompson. 2-0 pitch, high and away. Count will go to 2 balls and a strike. Just a few minutes after 8 o'clock now tonight. Been at it for 58 minutes at this point. Started at 7:10 this evening. And the 3-0 offering. Just missed outside for ball 4. Another tough spot on that corner, and Claire Coling will draw a walk. That'll be the first walk issued by Bybee tonight. And Andy Schwab will come to the plate, and she's had a nice night with the bat. 2 for 3, scored a couple of runs. A triple, a double. She'll take a pitch away. And the count is a ball and no strikes on Andy Schwab. Schwab 2 for 3. Kaya Hurst 3 for 3. And the 1-0 pitch to Schwab misses away. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. In fact, Kaya Hurst is a home run away from the cycle tonight. 2-0 pitch, high. Count will go to 3 balls and no strikes. She's got the tough one. She's got the triple. Correction, she does not. She has a pair of doubles. Kaya Hurst has 2 doubles and a single tonight. 3-0 pitch on the way to Schwab. Away for ball 4. And a pair of runners are on board now for Thompson, as Schwab will draw the second walk against Julia Bybee tonight and will walk for the first time this evening. And now Central flirting with danger. Back within 7, 9-2 your score, but big third of the order coming up here for the Tommies with 2 aboard and nobody out here in the 5th. Bybee's pitch lifted in the air, shallow left field. It turns. Taylor Herman around. She reaches back, can't find it. I'm surprised they didn't call infield fly on that, but they did not, and everybody's going to be safe. So we'll rule it a hit. It drops. And whether or not that was ordinary effort, that's something that can be talked about for a good long time, as that ball wasn't that far behind the shortstop, and Taylor Herman just didn't have a good beat on it. Pitch called a strike, and the count will go to no balls and a strike. When you turn your back to the plate, usually that's where ordinary effort kind of goes out the door on an infield fly. Swing and a miss. Count will go to a ball and a strike on Cindy Eliason. That's the rule I used to use when out on the bases in that situation. If a defensive player turns their back to the plate, ordinary effort usually gone at that point. Infield drawn in, chopper to third, play comes to the plate, ball can't be handled by Hensrud. A second runner trying to score as it squirts away in foul territory towards the Thompson dugout. 2 runs will score. Coling comes in, Schwab comes in, and then on to third will go Workin, and Eliason will reach on a fielder's choice. Thompson will get 2 more runs back and make it an 11-2 lead. 1 out in the inning. And now with runners at second and third, Kaya Hurst will come to the plate. Hurst takes one high, and the count will go to a ball and no strikes. Well, those are big runs for Thompson. 10-run rule in effect. And right now, that go-ahead run down at third base would represent the 10-run lead. Pitch misses high. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes on Kaya Hurst. And the ball has just been jumping off of Kaya Hurst's bat tonight. Pair of doubles and a single. And the 2-0-2er swinging a drive up the middle. Covered up nicely by the shortstop Taylor Herman across the diamond, and believe they ruled her out at first base. And Hurst isn't buying it. Hurst said she was safe at first base. Called as she's out. Run comes in to score. So Hurst will get an RBI. She's out 6-3 for out number 2 in the inning. Eliason now at second base for Thompson, and Fiona Hendrickson will come to the plate in a 12-2 game now for the Tommies. Fastball high, and the count is a ball and no strikes on Fiona Hendrickson. Hendrickson 0 for 2, drove in a run with the sacrifice fly back in the third inning. And the pitch, lifted high in the air, foul, back into the crowd again. That ball actually might have stayed in the park. That might have stayed on the other side of the screen. Count drops to a ball and a strike on Fiona Hendrickson. Only one hit in the inning thus far, but those walks coming back to hurt so far. Swinging a ground ball back to the pitcher. That one's grabbed by Bybee. She'll throw to first in time for the out. Fiona Hendrickson becomes out number 3 at a 1-3 putout, but Thompson scores 3 runs on the benefit of just a hit. Those 2 walks pay off for the Tommies. They leave 1, and we played 4.5. Your score, the Tommies 12, the Knights 2, and the Tommies pitch for the lead and the win when we come back on KNOX Live Sports. We're back with more in a moment.
If you've got an electrical emergency, call RBB Electric. We are your 24/7 electrician. Your call will always be answered by an RBB employee ready to help 24/7. RBB Electric is on time every time. Your time is valuable, and we don't waste it. RBB Electric always calls ahead to schedule service. We are online always. If you suffer from slow download speeds, call our certified network designers and installers. On call, on time, and online. RBB Electric won't leave you in the dark. RBB Electric, your 24/7 electricians.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Russ?
Welcome back to our coverage of high school softball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network. The Tommies pitch for the victory as they lead by a score of 12-2 going into the bottom of the 5th inning. And the Tommies will face Taylor Herman, Emily Giroux, and Sydney Tollefson. 3, 4, and 5 in the central order. The Knights broke through for 2 runs in the 4th. They need 1 to keep playing here in the 5th. Abby Olson out and delivers. Swinging a drive into right center field in deep. This one jumped off the bat and will go all the way out of the park for a home run. And Taylor Herman will bring us to the 6th. Herman takes the big trot around the bases as she goes big fly for a solo home run. And the Knights are back within 9 at 12-3. Take a look at it on the American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay. This ball just absolutely jumped off the bat and got up into a stiff south breeze and blew out of the ballpark tonight. And Grand Forks Central comes back with a run to make it 12-3. Thompson. Emily Giroux at the plate takes one tight. The count will go to a ball and no strikes. So Taylor Herman with her first hit tonight. Now 1 for 2 on the evening and drives in a run that will force us into a 6th inning. Defeating that 10-run rule, so we'll get to play longer. The lights are on here tonight. Let's stay down here. We've got some atmosphere. Let's keep on playing. I like it. 2-0 pitch on the way to Giroux. This is high and away, and the count will go to 3 balls and no strikes on Emily Giroux. Giroux a ground out and a pop out so far tonight, and is 0 for 2 this evening. And the pitch to Giroux. Called a strike at the bell. Count will go to 3 balls and a strike. Giroux stands in. Abby Olson trying to recover after giving up the home run. Pitch, driven foul back behind the plate. And it's now 3 balls, 2 strikes. It goes full on Emily Giroux. Bangs around up in the bleachers a bit. That'll be retrieved. And a payoff on the way to Giroux. She strokes into center field for a base hit. Emily Giroux driving one past the reach of Kaya Hurst at short. And the Central Knights bats coming to do some work here in the last couple of innings. Homer and a single to start off the 5th inning. Nobody out at this point, and I wonder if Central's going to their bench here. Ryan Milliker, an 8th grader, I believe has reported out to bat and would bat for Sydney Tollefson at this point.
Now batting for the Knights, number 1, Ryan Melliker.
So Ryan Melliker will bat here in the 5th inning, as Grand Forks Central will go to their bench with a runner on and 1 in here in the 5th, trailing by a score of 12-3. Abby Olson takes a look in and delivers to Melliker. Pitch is high. And it's a ball and no strikes on Ryan Melliker, batting for Sydney Tollefson here in the 5th. A look and the 1-0 from Olson. Runner a bluff go, swing and a miss. That might have been a bit off speed that time from Olson. That'll bring the count level at 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Counts a ball and 2 strikes on Ryan Melliker. Tollefson a walk and a strikeout so far tonight. And now Melliker steps in to bat for her. There is re-entry, so Tollefson may come back into the game. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Abby Olson has her 5th strikeout tonight as Melliker goes down swinging. First out of the 5th, or the bottom of the 5th rather, for Central. And Ava Hensrud to the plate for Central. Swinging a drive to right center field. That'll drop for a base hit. Turning and looking to go to third on the play, and doing so safely, will be Emily Giroux, and runners will be at the edges for Grand Forks Central. And just a straightaway right field on that play for Ava Hensrud. Good piece of hitting that time for Hensrud as well. Seen a couple of batters tonight that really sort of make you smile when they know what to do with the bat instead of trying to pull a ball or go too hard with it, reading the pitch and just kind of going where it wants to go. That pitch was outer half, and Hensrud just a nice easy swing to drive that into right field for a hit. And we'll see Jersey Rosinski running for her. Here's another shot that's fisted down the first base line. That will drop for a base hit. Central scores again. A late turn by Rosinski. She's on her way to third, and Central cuts the lead to 12-4. Adriana Tandy coming up with a shot to right field. And the Knights with 2 in and 2 on. Not done yet as they rally here in the 5th inning. Callie Carl will come to the plate. Runners from the edges as Olson delivers. Carl shows bunt, lays it down foul. Well, here's the thing. You go down by 10. You come back with 2 here, and you put a couple on the bases. And if the runners that are on score right now, this game starts to take a little different feel. All of a sudden, you've captured a bit of momentum back. The hill that you have to climb is still pretty high, but you've got a little momentum going up that hill. No balls and a strike. Bunt is shown, pulled away. Runner going, pegged to second. Swipe tag not in time. Late delayed steal, going to score Rosinski, and it's now 12-5. So the delayed double steal, and Rosinski took a while to break from the third base bag again. They're still trying to show the sophomore the ropes on the base running, but she scores this time. The lead cut to 7, and a pitch misses high and tight on Callie Carl. That'll make it 2 balls and a strike. 12-5 now on the All-True scoreboard. Central coming back with 3 runs in their half of the 5th inning. Swing and a miss, chasing a high fastball, Callie Carl. That'll bring the count to 2-2. Carl knows she went around on one she shouldn't have been after. So 2-2 the count. Carl ready. And the pitch to her. Driven towards third, gloved on a line drive out to Casey Munson. And Carl will line out to third base for out number 2. Boy, that's a hair away from scoring in that situation. Instead, 2 away. And now Julia Bybee to the plate. Bybee shows bunt, takes that away as well. And the count's a ball and no strikes as it misses high. Bybee a walk and a single, has scored a run. And is looking to try to drive in another run for Central to bring the Knights a bit closer to the Tommies here in the 5th. She takes a step out in front of the plate, swings and drives one out of play. And the count now at 1 ball, 1 strike on Julia Bybee. 7th bat to come to the plate here for Central in the home half of the 5th. And the 1-1 pitch. This is, called a strike. Oof. Central's had a couple that have got away here tonight as far as a couple of calls here and there. The corner's been hard to get for everybody. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the 1-2 pitch. High and away. Count will level up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second base, Adriana Tandy. 4 hits in the inning for Grand Forks Central. The 2-2, just high. Count will go full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And now we'll see time as Fiona Hendrickson, the catcher for Thompson, wants to go have a talk with her hurler, Abby Olson. So the count full at 3-2. And a big pitch coming up here. If Central finds a way to get by beyond, you turn your lineup around 4th time through with runners on in the 5th. This is a big pitch in the game. 3-2 pitch, swinging a flare, left side, dropping foul. And we'll do that big pitch over again. Even if Bybee just reaches and doesn't drive in a run, you go back to the top of your order with Carly Larson, and that's with multiple runners aboard. The gap 7. Still a gap at that point. Bybee chokes up. Pitch misses outside. Ball 4. That's been a really tough corner to find tonight. Abby Olson, a long look in. I think she felt like she had that spot, but that pitch has not been found throughout the course of the night. 6th walk issued by Abby Olson. 2 are aboard. And back to the top of the order now. And a pitch called a strike on the outside corner. The count will go to no balls and a strike on Carly Larson. Larson 1 for 3 with a single back in the 3rd. The 0-1, bunt shown, pulled. Pitch misses high for ball 1, and it's a ball and a strike. Bottom of the 5th, 12-5 Thompson on the all-true scoreboard. Olson a look in the pitch, swinging a number that will end up turning foul towards the NCAA logo near the Central dugout. Central's on our left, 3rd base dugout tonight. Thompson on our right in the 1st base dugout. And the 1-2 on the way to Larson. She checks her swing. Wanted to take a hack at that, held up at the last moment and watches it miss high. And it's now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wind blowing out really aggressively now to right field. Called strike 3. Pitch comes in at the knees on Larson, and that'll be the 6th strikeout for Abby Olson tonight. And the rally is ended for Central in the home half of the 5th. But the Knights will come up with 3 runs on 5 hits, and they'll leave 1. And we have played 5 full. New score on the all-true scoreboard. Tommy's 12 and Central 5. We'll continue with more high school softball coming up next on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network.
If you've got an electrical emergency, call RBB Electric. We are your 24/7 electrician. Your call will always be answered by an RBB employee ready to help 24/7. RBB Electric is on time every time. Your time is valuable, and we don't waste it. RBB Electric always calls ahead to schedule service. We are online always. If you suffer from slow download speeds, call our certified network designers and installers. On call, on time, and online. RBB Electric won't leave you in the dark. RBB Electric, your 24/7 electricians.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school softball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network. We'll go to the top of the 6th. Thompson leading by a score of 12-5 on our all-true scoreboard. Changeover tonight brought to you by Big Jim's Tire, your #1 supplier of ag tires in the region. And Apex Apparel, your hometown quick turnaround promotional goods store, family owned in Grand Forks. And we'll see Abby Olson come to the plate to lead things off in the Thompson 6th. She'll take a strike. And it's no balls and a strike on Abby Olson. Olson a single back in the 3rd and scored a run. 1 for 2 tonight. Pitch to her, swung on, grounded to short. Hard play down on the ground. Taylor Herman going down to make the play, and she'll throw across for the 1st out of the inning. That's a pretty good play for the shortstop, as Taylor Herman comes up with a ball gloved right off the top of the turf and is able to throw out Abby Olson for out number 1. Casey Munson to the plate now for Thompson. And the pitch to Munson high Ball and no strikes on Munson. Had a home run in the game tonight. We've seen some extra base hits. Seen players moving around. It's been a fun night tonight here at Albrecht Field. Swinging a flare in the infield, drifting back, Callie Carl reaching up, making the catch. Tough catch for Callie Carl, the second baseman. She reaches up and makes it. And quickly 2 up and 2 down for Thompson in the visitors' half of the 6th inning. And we'll see Morgan Muse come to the plate now for the Tommies. Pitch on the way to Muse. Swung on, driven right field, base hit. One hopper clean through the infield. A throw towards first by Emily Giroux. She was trying to gun down Morgan Muse going to first base, but Muse with a single, and Claire Coling, top of the order, back to the plate for their 5th at-bats here tonight. Coling will take one for a strike at the belt. No balls and a strike on Coling. The big 8-run third is the difference in this matchup right now in favor of Thompson. The 0-1 pitch, high and away. Thompson with a run in the first, 8 in the third, 3 in the 5th. Central with 2 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th. 5-4 game outside of that 3rd inning, but Thompson showed you when they get hot on the bats, they get hot. Flare off the handles. This will be caught by the first baseman, Carly Larson, coming across to make the play, as Coling will pop out to first for out number 3, and Thompson goes away quietly, and they're half of the 6th. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We've played 5.5. Your score here at Albrecht Field remains Tommies 12, Knights 5. We're back with more high school softball next.
Add a pop of color and excitement to your next celebration with Balloons by Misty. Their one-of-a-kind balloon design skills and creativity will make your event unforgettable. It's always a party at Balloons by Misty. Visit balloonsbymisty.com today.
Residents of the Midwest are known for being self-starters and getting the job done. But when it comes to electrical work, it's best to call a professional. Hi, this is Steve from Bergstrom Electric. It's true that there's a certain glory to accomplishing a task on your own, but it's our experience that not only will save you time, but also the headaches that go along with home improvement projects. A simple phone call to Bergstrom Electric can make all the difference. At Bergstrom Electric, the light does shine brighter.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference. And to keep your family cool this summer, it takes Bryant.
Connect with Thermal Air today, your Bryant certified dealer.
We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it'll be led off by Central's Caitlin Rahm in a 12-5 game for Thompson. Here in the bottom of the 6th, pitch missing away, and then a pitch called a strike. And the count will go to 1 ball and 1 strike on Caitlin Rahm, leading off the 6th for Central. 1 for 3 tonight, the 1-1 pitch to her high. The count 2 balls and a strike. Boy, turning into a really nice night here at Albrecht Field. Glad to be out here. Glad they moved this one to the new facility for Central. Fastball misses away. 3 balls and a strike now on Caitlin Rahm as Abby Olson, 6 walks, 6 strikeouts tonight, laboring a bit, trying to get through this matchup with Central. She'll miss high and tight for ball 4. And Caitlin Rahm is aboard with a 7th walk issued by Abby Olson tonight. And we're going to see a pitching change. Or at least it would appear that we'll see a pitching change. Andy Schwab being summoned in from from right field. And Thompson looks to be sending Addison Lopez out into the outfield, and that may be the end of Abby Olson's night. So we're going to see a pitching change. We'll take a break in the action, and we'll come back with more in a moment. Timeout's brought to you by Big Jim's Tire and Apex Apparel, and we're back with more next.
Since 1972, Jarrell's Sports Center in Hockey World has provided year-round sporting goods, apparel, and of course, hockey equipment and training tools. You'll also find they have a state-of-the-art skate sharpening machine to give you the edge you need. For anything sports, stop into Jarrell's in Hockey World.
When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need. Turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335.
Your local Circle K and Holiday Station stores are proud to support high school activities. Stop by the new Circle K location at 1316 South Washington Street for not only gas, but a wide array of hot and cold food, snacks for everyone, and a car wash. Open 24/7, 7 days a week.
Well, the changes for Thompson will be Addison Lopez going into right field. She'll enter the game for Morgan Muse. Muse, the first baseman, will come out of the game. Abby Olson, the pitcher, will move over to first base, and Andy Schwab will come in to take over the pitcher's position. So Olson lifted after 5 innings of work tonight, giving up 5 runs on what is 9 hits tonight. And the runner on base, her responsibility in the form of Caitlin Rahm at first. And Andy Schwab takes over the game for the Thompson Tommies. So Schwab will step in and do the pitching, as Thompson will try to knock this one down if they can. Again, like we mentioned, they built up. They got that big 8-run inning that gave them the big lead at that point. But what they haven't been able to do is close it out, at least not as of yet. Didn't have obviously Abby Olson getting a lot of run support tonight. Didn't make a lot of big mistakes in this one. So you can't say about that performance anything negative. Just one of those things where had some problems locating at times. Ended up with as many strikeouts tonight as she had walks until this inning. We'll get the totals for it in a second as Andy Schwab delivers high and away, and the count is a ball and no strikes on Taylor Herman. But Olson with that runner on, 6 strikeouts, 7 walks tonight for Abby Olson for Thompson. And the runner on base, her responsibility. 1-0 pitch from Schwab, misses low to Taylor Herman, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Herman a home runner last time up. That was an inning ago when she led off the 5th with a home run. She shows bunt, takes it away, runner moving, and Caitlin Rahm will go on to second base. And it's 3 balls and no strikes on Taylor Herman. So Herman stands ready. And the pitch, high and away, ball 4. Herman will draw a walk from Andy Schwab. Schwab's first walk issued tonight. Back-to-back walks here for Thompson pitching issued in the 6th inning as we see Central trying to set the table a little bit. Emily Giroux with a single. To her credit tonight, and a run scored will step in. And the pitch to Giroux, high for ball 1. 12-5 game, Thompson in the bottom of the 6th. Central threatening. Nobody out, 2 aboard. Schwab delivers, and a pitch swung through and missed for a strike. Pair of runners moving on the play. And Rahm will go on to third base, and Taylor Herman will go on to second. And the count levels at 1 ball, 1 strike on Giroux. 1-1 pitch to her. Slapped foul to the right. The count will go to a ball and 2 strikes. We'll talk more about our broadcast schedule for next week on Monday on KNOX Radio. 1-2 pitch. Little dribble out towards second base. Picked up cleanly by Eliason. She'll throw to first for an out. Giroux will drive in Caitlin Rahm from third. And on to third goes Herman. And the Knights are back within 6. A score of 12-6. Giroux is out 4-3, and we will see Ryan Melliker stay in the game now for Central. Melliker will bat for the 2nd time, stepping in for Sydney Tollefson last inning. She drives the ball up the middle for a base hit. So Taylor Herman will come home and score, and Ryan Melliker, the 8th grader, pinch hitting last inning, stays in the ball game as a hitter here and comes up with a solid single to center. And Central will cut the lead to 5, score of 12-7.
Now batting number 15, Adriana Tandy.
And Adriana Tandy will come to the plate. But Tandy should not be at the plate. Yeah, there we go. They just about got themselves in trouble. Ava Hensrud is the batter that's due up.
Correction, now batting number 11, Ava Hensrud.
Tandy came to the batter's box and quickly stepped out. And Central kept themselves alive after what could have been a horrible miscue. Swinging a foul off the bat of Hensrud, and it's no balls and a strike. And I can tell you this, one of the most fun things to do is to try to go back through your mind on the rules of what happens when somebody bats out of order, and they are not fun. The 0-1 pitch is high. Count will level up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Hensrud, a single, a run scored, is walked tonight. She's 1 for 2. She'll take one high and away, and that's going to get away from catcher Hendrickson. And on to second base goes Ryan Melliker for Central. 2 balls and a strike. 1 out, 2 in the inning for Central. Swinging a drive to right center field. Long run for everybody. It's going to fall for a base hit. Cut off by Maya Warkin in center. A long turn at third, but holding up is Thompson. And runners will be at the corners as Hensrud comes up with their second base hit tonight. And it looks like we'll see Jersey Rosinski set to come back into the game to run for Ava Hensrud. So Rosinski will come on to run. Runners at first and third for Grand Forks Central. Adriana Tandy at the plate, who singled her last time up. And if the Knights bring these runs home, things get very interesting here in the 6th. Tandy ready. The pitch on the way from Schwab. High and away. Rosinski moving, and she'll take second base. Defensive indifference, and now 2 runners in scoring position. And the pitch from Schwab. High. That'll bring the count to 2 balls and no strikes on Tandy. Tandy walked and scored the 4th, singled in the 5th. She'll take one away for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Tandy ready. High for ball 4, and they're loaded full of Knights. Second walk issued by Andy Schwab tonight. And now it looks as though Central's going to go to their bench again. Callie Carl was due up here for Grand Forks Central, but it looks like we'll see Bailey Tibelius that will step into bat.
Bench hitting for the Knights, number 4, Bailey Tibelius.
So Bailey Tibelius will come to the plate with a sacks full of Knights. Thompson looking for a double play ball if they can find it here. Certainly something on the infield to record an out somewhere. As Schwab delivers to Tibelius, a swing and a foul back to the screen. And it's no balls and a strike on Tibelius. So she bats for Callie Carl, who was the second baseman. And again, there is re-entry, so I would think that you'd keep your second baseman in the game going out in the 7th. A lifter on the infield. This should be infield fly, and it's called infield fly for the out. Tibelius will pop out to the catcher for out number 2. They had one earlier that was on the borderline of being infield fly. My apologies. We forgot to get a run-up on our scoreboard there. My apologies on that. They got to that one rather quickly. So 2 outs in the inning. Base is still loaded, and Julia Bybee to the plate for Central. Pitch misses high, and it's a ball and no strikes. Bybee, pair of walks and a single. Run scored back in the 4th. Pitch to her, swing and a miss. 1 after 1, low and away. Count levels up, 1 ball, 1 strike. At third is Tollefson. Rosinski at second, Tandy at first base. The 1-1. Swing and a flare foul. Behind the screen, out of play. And Andy Schwab a strike away from getting out of a tough jam here in the 6th. Bybee steps in ready. The 1-2 pitch. Misses low for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 offering. Swinging a ground ball to short. Nice one-hop picked up by Kaya Hurst. She'll throw to second for the out. Bybee grounds into a fielder's choice. And Tandy is forced as a 6-4 putout at second base will end the threat for Grand Forks Central. Second time tonight that the Knights strand the bases loaded. They scored 2. Pair of runs come in on 2 hits. They'll leave 3. And after 6, your score, Tommy's 12, Knights 7. We've got more high school softball next in the Rivards Turf and Forage. Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network.
Pro Ag in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation run smooth. They carry all major brands like Honeybee, Alloway, Amity, Artex, Hardy, Capello, Monosem, Pickett, Wilrich, and Black Ace. So whether you're trading in, buying, or just need parts, go to ProAgEquip.com to see everything Pro Ag has to offer.
You've been waiting for a chance to do something that matters, something big without a big price tag. Welcome to Northland Community and Technical College. Here you can have a big impact on a small campus, in classrooms that mirror today's workplace, with instructors who teach from experience and know you by name. You've been waiting for a place like this. Are you ready?
So we will go to the top of the 7th. Grand Forks Central trailing Thompson by a score of 12-7. Tommies will send Andy Schwab to the plate to lead things off here in the 7th. And the pitch to Schwab, lifted foul. Comes off the screen and back out onto the field of play. And the count will be no balls and a strike. Luca Carpenter is our videographer tonight. Luca, that was the one. That was the one that was going to come right back here in the window. I had a bead on it. I had it called. I was ready. The 0-1 pitch to Schwab. Again, just missed outside. That has been a difficult corner to locate tonight. Count levels. 1 ball, 1 strike. Andy Schwab scored 3 times tonight for Thompson. The 1-1 pitch. Grounded up the middle hard. Base hit. Andy Schwab is on base again. She's had a nice night with a bat. A triple, a double, a single. She's also walked. She scored 3 times and is 3 for 4 officially tonight. Been on base 4 times for the Tommies. So Schwab to first and Maya Workin to the plate for Thompson. And the first pitch to her is missing away for a ball 1. 12-7 Tommies in the top of the 7th. This game threatened to not go the distance. The Tommies had a 12-2 lead in the 5th. Swinging a drive left field. That's going to drop for a base hit for Maya Workin. Andy Schwab will hold up at second base. And Maya Workin has her 3rd hit tonight. Actually, her 4th hit tonight. Maya Workin has not been retired this evening. 4 singles, a walk, and a run scored. 2 on, nobody out. Pitch misses inside on Cindy Eliason, and it's a ball and no strikes. So some big, impressive nights at the bat in the 2, 3, and 5 spots tonight for the Tommies in particular. And now ball in the turf. Ava Hensrud trying to throw the ball. She ends up hitting the batter. This should be interference. They're going to have to call an out at third base. Hensrud trying to throw to third and hit the back of Cindy Eliason, who was not in the batter's box at the time. And they're not going to call interference on that. It was very unlikely that they were going to get the out on Schwab going to third, but normally that happens. Not much of a protest. Swinging a ground ball towards third. It's picked up by the third baseman and over to first. That one pulled a foot, but out at first base is the call. The new third baseman is Ryan Melliker, who came in for Tollefson. And Melliker will end up throwing out Cindy Eliason at first base. Schwab will come home to score, and it's now 13-7 in favor of Thompson. And with a runner at third base now for Thompson, we'll see Cindy Elias at the plate, swinging a high fly ball. This one driven deep to left center field, and it's off the bottom of the wall. A turn and coming home to score from third is Workin. Eliason slides into third base. Ball gets away. She was going to have a late break. Now she's going to hold up at third. But Cindy Eliason with a 3-bagger to drive in another run, and that'll make it a 14-7 lead in favor of Thompson. Look at this one again in the American Family Insurance Tyler Nagel Agency replay. Another ball that just jumps off the bat tonight. This one just explodes out into the left center field gap, and it hits right off the base of the wall in that situation. And now we'll see a meeting in the pitcher's circle. You know, going back to that play on the interference, I can certainly understand where people would say, listen, there was going to be no chance to get Andy Schwab at third anyway. And you might be right about that, but what does it for me is the batter had not kept her position in the box, had strayed a little bit off to the left, had a foot outside of the chalk, and gets hit in the back with the ball. And you do that, you're not where you're supposed to be at that moment. And I think you've probably got to call the out on interference, even if there isn't much of a chance to get someone. The threshold on that rule is usually if you can make a play, and there was a play to be made. It doesn't mean that the play has to be an out. It's just whether or not you can make a play, and that one is a tough one to decipher tonight. Meeting over, pitch misses inside for ball 1 on Kaya Hurst. At least Hurst is due up. I think Thompson's gone to their bench here as well. Swinging a ground ball towards third. And batting here was Fiona Hendrickson, and that wasn't the batter that was, oh yeah, the Kaya Hurst was up there before. might be off a spot in the book here. I only have 3 batters that batted before Fiona Hendrickson. Hurst is down at third base, but Schwab let it off, working. Where's Eliason? We got an out, so we might have just missed out. I might have missed that in the book. My apologies, folks. Yeah, Eliason was out. Hurst is the batter there, and now we're going to see Abby Olson drive one out to center field. That'll one hop off the wall. Coming home to score will be Kaya Hurst, also rounding the bases. Will be Abby Olson, and Thompson will take a 16-7 lead. So Hurst will come home to score, and Fiona Hendrickson will come home to score as well. We'll see a ground ball by Munson to first base. That will result in an out, as Munson will ground out 3 unassisted on the putout for out number 2. And Abby Olson now goes down to third.
Now batting, pitch hitting, number 6, Addison Lopez.
And we'll see Addison Lopez coming to the plate now. And a pitch called a strike on the outside corner. So Thompson back up by a score of 16-7 here in the top of the 7th. And putting some definitive distance on this one after Central tried to get back in the game, swing and a miss. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes on Lopez. 0-2 the count. Abby Olson down at third base for Thompson. And a swing and a miss, and Lopez will go down on strikes. Strike 3 as Bybee comes up with her second strikeout tonight. But Thompson does more damage. They'll score 4 more in the inning, coming up with 5 base hits, and will leave 1. And now we'll go to the bottom of the 7th. It's 16-7 in favor of Thompson on the All-True scoreboard. And we're back with more in a couple of moments. Stay with us.
Need seed, think Proseed. Proseed.net.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, trade, or rent a trailer, stop into East Grand Forks. GrandTrailersales.com.
Well, we'll go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Thompson putting on some more run support to try to take some of the doubt out of this one, as they now increase their lead back to 9 at 16-7. And Central will bring Carly Larson back to the plate to face Andy Schwab. Schwab will deliver low, and the count will go to a ball and no strikes. Larson, Rom, Herman due up, and the 1-0 pitch in the turf. Count will go to 2 balls and no strikes. Larson singled, is 1 for 4, struck out a couple of times here this evening. Pitch to her, driven into left center field. That one's going to find its way all the way to the wall. Larson around first base, on her way to second, and will pull up there with a stand-up double for Grand Forks Central. Boy, we're seeing a lot of numbers go up on that scoreboard tonight. And again, you go back to that 3rd inning, and that's the difference in the game right now. This is an 8-7 matchup, Thompson. Outside of that 8-run 3rd inning for the Thompson Tommies, but they just blew it apart in that 3rd inning and have been in control ever since. Flare to left field. Claire Coling coming on to make the catch and will do so. And Caitlin Rom will fly out to left field for out number 1 here in the 7th. So 1 out, Taylor Herman, who's homered tonight. She'll come to the plate. Stay with us in our post-game report. We'll go through the highlights of tonight's matchup. We have a handful of those to bring you tonight in our post-game report, so stay with us. Pitch called a strike on Taylor Herman. Herman has 1 hit in 1 try tonight, rather 1 in 2 tries. She's 1 and 2, 1 for 2 tonight. Home run in the 5th, reached on a fielder's choice back in the 3rd. Couple of walks, scored twice tonight. Larson from second. Here's a drive by Herman into right field for a base hit. They're going to wave the runner around. There will be no play at the plate. And now Herman trying to take second and will do so safely. And Central gets a run back. And that will make it a 16-8 ball game. Not exactly the number you go looking for in fast pitch softball. But hey, you know what? Get some offense tonight. Swinging a ground ball to third, mishandled by Munson. Everybody's going to be safe. Runners at first and second now, as Emily Giroux will reach on an error that'll be charged to the third baseman. And Ryan Melliker, who came up with a solid single, the 8th grader getting a chance to play tonight, drove one hard to right field for a hit. She'll take one high for ball one. One ball, no strikes on Ryan Melliker. And the pitch to her, swinging a little drifter out towards short, could be two. Hurst to second for one, no chance on the relay throw. Again, just a little bit of a bobble by Cindy Eliason trying to make the turn, but get the force out and don't force a bad situation. Herman on to third. Melliker will reach on a fielder's choice, and Drew will be forced on the play, 6-4 for out number 2. And Thompson's an out away from finishing off an offensive struggle tonight. Ava Hensrud to the plate, trying to prolong the game. And a wild pitch will scoot away. Melliker was moving anyway. Flip to the plate, going to be well late. Herman comes in from third to score in a wild pitch. Central cuts the lead to 16-9. And now Ava Hensrud. Pair of singles, a walk, 2 for 3 tonight for Hensrud. Pitch to her, hard shot, left side, base hit. They're going to wave a runner around here. They've got to play at the plate. Throw comes to the plate, but it's offline. Melliker comes in to score, and Hensrud will move on to second base on the play. And Central cuts the lead to 16-10. There have been some very questionable base running decisions that have been made down at third base tonight for Grand Forks Central, but they've gotten away with a couple. And we're going to see Jersey Rosinski come back into the game to run now for Hensrud at second base. And Matt Chandler, the head coach of the Tommies, will go back out to talk with his team. So a long conversation going on in the pitcher's circle for Matt Chandler, trying to help his team wrangle some control of the momentum again, as the night's not going away. They've scored 10 runs tonight. And they've scored 10 runs in 4 innings. Again, right in this thing, if not for that 8-run third. And of course, you can't discount the third. I don't say that to sort of make it sound like the 8-run inning didn't come from good circumstances. Thompson worked the ball all over the place in the third inning, so they deserved the 8 runs. But it's just one of those things where you look back on the end of this game, and there are a couple of moments where you got to go get an out here or there, and you could perhaps reverse the course of this one. Pitch misses on Tandy, another does as well, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Tandy stands ready. Pitch misses high and away for ball 3. Adriana Tandy with a single in the 5th, couple of walks. She scored once tonight. 3 balls, no strikes. And the 3-0 pitch to her. She swings and sends one to first. This will be gloved up at first, and stepping on the bag at first base is Abby Olson for the out. Tandy will ground out to first base, 3 unassisted, and that'll be the ball game tonight. But Central scores 3 more runs in the inning. They'll bring them in on 3 hits and an error and leave a runner. And your final score in this one tonight will be Thompson 16, Grand Forks Central 10. The Knights fall to 0-6, and Thompson will improve to 3-0 this evening. Post-game highlights on the way in a couple of moments, so do stay with us. We'll have those for you next on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network.
Picture yourself at Lake Region State College. With faculty and staff here to help you succeed, we know you by name. Picture your success as you get hands-on ready for the workforce or transfer on to earn your bachelor's degree. Lake Region State College. We change lives.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more, fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school softball on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, KNOX Live Sports this evening, and the score on your screen is incorrect. We're going to come back over here. Thompson wins it by a final score of a 16-10 this evening, and with the win, Thompson improves to 3-0. Grand Forks Central dropped to 0-6 on the season. Post-game report brought to you by Spray Advantage, everything you need for spraying and application on your farm, and brought to you tonight by Lake Region State College. At Lake Region State College, we change lives. Well, let's take you through some of the highlights in this one tonight, as we did have plenty of those tonight offensively, with our highlights brought to you by Proceed. Need seen? Think Proceed. Proceed.net. We get it started with what turned out to be a really nice double play ball for Grand Forks Central. 6-4-3 being turned at the shortstop position to get things going, and the defense was on par tonight. And now all of a sudden I see that we have some problems with a couple of highlights there. Let's skip along here. This is where things got offensive. Big turn by Kaya Hurst, driving one into the left field corner that got things going in that big 8-run third inning for the Thompson Tommies. They weren't done yet. This one lifted the other way as well for Thompson. Claire Coling going down the line with a flare to drive in some runs. The Tommies leading 12-2, but the big fly that comes in from Taylor Herman as she clears the fence out in right center field to keep us playing tonight at that point. And that might be all that we have. You know what? Those of you that are watching this one tonight, you said, okay, what the heck is going on? We had some scrambling that we had to do to get ready here tonight. We had some facilities that are brand new for us, but they weren't quite ready for us to break them in here this evening. So a couple of the highlights that we had for you this evening that got intermixed and all that, we apologize for that. But I'll tell you what, the big one by Herman once again, let's see if we can't cue that one up for you, for Taylor Herman, who comes up with a big home run tonight. You see that ball just jump off her bat, get up into the air, and drive its way out to right center field. And those were fun to watch tonight. And our highlights brought to you by Proceed. Need seen? Think Proceed. Proceed.net. Run you through the totals tonight in this matchup this evening, as the Thompson Tommies get the win tonight by a final score of 16-10. For Thompson this evening, 16 runs on 17 hits. They'll leave 7. And the win for the pitcher's position will go to Abby Olson tonight, who went 5 innings this evening and ends up getting the victory, allowing what turns out to be 6 runs. She will strike out 6 and walk 7 in the matchup tonight. And for the Knights, it'll be 10 runs on 14 hits, and they will leave 11 runners, which is a big number. They left the bases loaded twice this evening, and those types of things come back to matter when you get in a game like the one that they had tonight. The loss on the pitcher's position going to be taken tonight by the starter Aubrey Hensrud, who ends up striking out 3 and walking 3, and going 3 innings of work tonight. Had the big 8-run third inning that worked against her tonight. So again, the win will go to Abby Olson. The loss will go to Aubrey Hensrud. 16 runs on 17 hits, 7 left for Thompson. 10 runs on 14 hits, 11 left for Central. Your final score is 16-10 tonight. The game played in an hour and 46 minutes. It began at 7:10 and ended at 8:56 Central Daylight Time here at Albrecht Field in Grand Forks, North Dakota, on the campus of the University of North Dakota. Let's take you through some of the post-game awards that we have for you this evening. We'll start with our Player of the Game award, brought to you by PS Garage Doors. Call 772-DOOR. That's 772-DOOR for PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks and Devils Lake. And Kaya Hurst offensively going to get the Player of the Game award tonight. She ends up 4 for 5 this evening for Thompson, with 2 singles, a double, and a triple, and she scored twice. And that wasn't the only good day at the plate. Maya Workin was 4 for 4 and was not retired tonight. But give the tip of the cap to Kaya Hurst with the power tonight. triple, double, pair of singles, rocketed, actually 2 doubles, a single, 2 doubles, and a triple, just rocketed the ball all over the place. And Kaya Hurst, Player of the Game Award this evening, brought to you by PS Garage Doors. And our finest auto trim, finest cover of the game this evening, well, that's going to go on the double play ball that was turned. And a really, really nice turn at second base tonight by Callie Carl. Taylor Herman and Callie Carl are going to share that award tonight for a double play on a 6-4-3 that was in the second inning. You take a look at it here, and you can't do it much better than this. Little flip to second base, turn across the diamond just in time. 6-4-3 double play for the putout this evening, and that will be our finest cover of the game, brought to you tonight by Finest Auto Trim. Well, that'll do it for tonight. We'll come back and get more coming up next week. We plan to start some baseball coverage next week. We'll continue rotating through baseball, softball, and some soccer, and maybe a little bit of track and field coming up here before the season comes to an end as well. And, of course, next week, bringing on Easter, we'll bring some pauses in the sports scene, but we'll be back with it to get things going early next week. My thanks to Luca Carpenter for our videography work here this evening, and our thanks to Grand Forks Central, the University of North Dakota, for putting us up with the digs tonight. Your final score, Thompson's 3-0. They bang out a 16-10 win over Grand Forks Central this evening. For KNOX Live Sports and the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales Sports Network, I'm Ryan Cunningham saying so long, everybody.